Happy New Year, everybody. It's Ryan here, and I'm excited to share a little bit about some of the goals and things that I'm thinking about this year for 2026. So, I'm trying to do a screen recording here. It's just simple and basic, but let's see. Mainly it's just for me and some accountability and maybe some feedback from some people. So, let me pull up this Google Doc. My rule of life, making prayer and presence an intentional part of my spiritual rhythm of my day. Making sure I start the morning off, with getting into the Bible, focusing on reading some Psalms, gospel readings, and prayer. I do that, but sometimes, it's easy to get distracted and scroll instead of getting into some of that foundational stuff that I think is important. And then at the end of the day, reflecting back with an examine, where did I notice God at work today? What was draining? What restored me? What do I need to is out of my control and let go of? And this other one is like the physical side, like body, energy, taking care of, physical stewardship. I still have been building a good habit of running and lifting. I'm going to keep that going with about 3 to 4 runs a week with 3 strength sessions. And in future videos, I'll probably share a little bit about what those look like. But I have a good habit of that and just keeping that up, focusing on mobility. The goal is to be durable, strong, endurance without getting injured. Making sure to hydrate before drinking caffeine. I've been hearing that's important. And then I've been focusing on sleep, making sure bedtime routine's good, getting to bed early if I can, and monitoring that sleep quality. Emotional health and resilience. I'm good at feeling emotions, but not always good at communicating them and labeling them. So starting to be more intentional about that, focusing on my nervous system, my breathing, prayer, walking, making sure, my I'm taking care of it as much as I can. Okay, marriage and family. This is just an opportunity to kind of be intentional about marriage and family. Scheduling like 30 minutes on the weekend to check in, touch base, what does next week look like? How can we get ahead? And making sure to schedule monthly date nights. I think that's going to be a good one. Spending time with Jackson and Claire. Jackson turned 18 last week, which is wild. So taking advantage of the opportunities and time that we have together while he's still living with us. And being intentional to pray for them each day. Work's going well. Just continue to prioritize and focus and understand I can't do everything. Focus on prep when it needs to be done. Make time to reflect. Prioritize getting out in the units. And then, what gave life, what drained life? Kind of like the examine. What can I release or delegate? Being intentional with how I use technology and my attention. Understanding that that's finite. Not getting on the phone first thing, and trying to minimize phone use in the bedroom, and just being intentional about using tech in a way that is beneficial and not just using it as a distraction. I want to make learning and creativity a priority this coming up year, whether that's reading, writing, drawing, and learning, just kind of digging into what that looks like. Being intentional about review and renewal, sitting back once a week on Sunday, looking what worked. Did I stick to my rule? Was I focusing on the things that I needed to focus on? Were there things that made it harder that could be eliminated? And what adjustments can I make to keep on track? And a rule of life vow, I commit to these practices not to prove my worth, but to remain available to God, my family, and those I serve. So that's a little bit about how I'm kind of setting the course for the year, and maybe it's something this video is helpful to you, but I just appreciate you taking time to watch it. Take care. Bye.